Jean, today you lent me your class of delightful Year 1 children to teach the sound R for Shark in the Park by Nick Sharratt. A fantastic book that, you know, all children absolutely love, particularly his illustrations, I think, are eye-catching. So you read this to your class the day before in preparation for today's lesson. What was their reaction to the book?
I think the lovely thing is that the children straight away were engaged with the illustrations and the repetitive nature of the story. They were joining in as we went through the book, and the excitement of seeing what was going to be the shark. And then at the end, they were just so excited that they saw the shark in the park.
That's right. I mean, it's just a great book. And so obvious to teach the digraph R through that by putting the action, I was really impressed with how they engaged with that. The activities then that we differentiated, we really did push the boundaries and really challenge your more able children with looking at alternative spellings for R, like father and nasty. We talked about accent and dialect. One thing I noticed was that we set the challenge for children to go and search for either pink sharks or the blue sharks. And actually, one little girl, she had finished looking for pink sharks and decided to challenge herself. Whereas actually, if I'd have set by phase, she would not have had that new learning. So, by going through whole class teaching, they're having this opportunity for, we're not going to cap their learning, really push them on. What was your little group? How were you?
Well, the group that I had were using the zip wire, which in itself was exciting.
So much fun, yes.
You know, just the fun aspect of it. And the children were going down the zip wire shouting R.
Oh, yes.
And I asked them to think of an R where, well, obviously they came up with shark and park.
Yes.
And we had bark, and then we had to really sort of think what other R words we could have. So then we went off around the park looking for the pink words.
Yes.
And obviously they found lots of new words, really excited to be on a bit of a treasure hunt looking for the words, which straight away engaged them.
Yes.
And once they found the words, you know, straight away they were using their blending and segmenting skills. You know, that was quite obvious. And the paired learning as well that went on, they were sharing words with their friends, which, you know, learning together. And then we went back to the zip wire, and we had so much fun then because they had a wider vocabulary to use going down the wire. And the interesting thing as well was the opportunity to develop vocabulary that the children don't always use. And I think this is something that's really important with using real books. There's more opportunity for discussion and, you know, a wider range of vocabulary that the children might not otherwise have the opportunity to use.
There's nothing contrived. I mean, Nick Sharratt has not written this to teach the art. It's just an instinctive device that we should use, real books, and like you say, give them that wealth of language.
And I think the activities that you devised were connected to the book, but you can just develop your own ideas. I mean, the bones for the dog. I mean, the children fishing for for the pseudo words. That's a great opportunity. You know, it's not boring like sitting in front of a whiteboard. And the children were so engaged and so much fun.
And feeding the nonsense to
the
shark.
So much fun for them.
The little boy that took on that role was just so delighted, gobbling up all the non-words, the pseudo words.
And I think a phonics lesson running around a park, dressing as sharks, fishing for pseudo words, going down a zip wire. What more can you ask for?
Absolutely. And you know, coming back to school a few weeks later, when I originally taught the session to another year class, a little girl came running around the corner and she just looked at me and said, "Oh, shark in the park." You know, that was weeks later. So I thought, you know, this is the impact that we're seeing from the programme, is that teachers and children are enjoying it. And just a new excitement around teaching early reading.
I think as well, you enrol as Timothy Pope.
Yes.
I mean, any teacher can just
absolutely
take on the role of one of the characters, and you know, the children will love
that. They connect then, don't they? They connect to the character and start to really have a deeper comprehension about the story because they've met him.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'll forever be Timothy Pope in this school. No, thank you, Jean, for lending me your children and trusting me to teach the R digraph.
Thank you, you're very welcome, and thank you for the opportunity to learn phonics in such an exciting way.